The era of traditional cinema, late 19th century to the latter 21st century. The birth of traditional cinema can be traced back to the late 19th century, when pioneers like the Lumiere brothers first experimented with moving images and projectors. Their short films, capturing everyday scenes just a few minutes long, amazed audiences unaccustomed to seeing motion on screen. In these nascent days, the possibilities of the new art form were only beginning to be explored. It was in the early 20th century that narrative films took hold, with epics helping to establish conventions like intertitles that would shape cinema for decades. Films like Gone with the Wind and Citizen Kane from the 1930s-40s demonstrated cinema's potential for grandeur and artistic expression on vast canvases. The mid-century saw Hollywood enters its golden age, producing beloved films across genres that have remained touchstones, from Casablanca's bittersweet romance to Singin' in the Rain's exuberant musicality. International movements also emerged, like Italian neorealism's gritty portraits of post-war struggle. Science fiction blossomed as a genre contemplating humanity's relationship with technology, as seen in classics like 2001, A Space Odyssey. As the 20th century drew to a close, the blockbuster era was in full swing. Spielberg, Lucas and others crafted spectacular epics on immense budgets that captured global audiences. Independent voices also thrived with films like Pulp Fiction, which reinvigorated noir style for a new generation. Meanwhile, animation entered a renaissance from Studio Ghibli and Pixar, imbuing the format with new artistic depth and emotional resonance. The 21st century saw traditional cinema grapple with seismic shifts, both creative and commercial. The rise of streaming platforms disrupted theatrical windows and business models, though major events films still dominated box offices for a time. Notable works included Christopher Nolan's Inception, which toyed with dream logic, and the MCU epics that redefined the cinematic universe. Tensions persisted within the industry at a time when the influence and power of celebrity was on the decline, culminating in the Me Too movement of 2017. Hollywood would temporarily recapture the public's attention and imagination thanks to movies like Barbie and Oppenheimer, as well as Will Smith's infamous slap at the 94th Academy Awards. Notably, these events of 2023 occurred around the same time as the Writers Guild of America strike. The 2020s saw a rise in AI-generated content as systems like DALL-E and Sora demonstrated their creative potential. In the 2030s, AI filmmaking began to really take off, arguably becoming its own counter-industry to conventional cinema traditional filmmaking by the latter half of the decade. Despite this, conventional films remained substantially more popular by the decade's end. The true revolution came in the 2040s with the advent of AI-personalized cinema. Systems like Sora Cinema 11.0 gave individuals the ability, through natural language prompts, to generate fully customized movies tailored exactly to their interests and specifications. Mass-market films began to lose their hold as audiences leaned more towards AI movies and personalized AI films in particular. 2047 would go down in history as the year in which AI movies, both mainstream and personalized combined, would officially supersede conventional filmmaking in estimated viewership. Old movies, particularly those from between the 1970s and 2020s, would also make up the bulk of conventional movie viewership by the end of the 2040s. In the following decades, AI cinema evolved rapidly while traditional film production dwindled. While the trend from here on out was generally towards an increased interest in personalized AI movie watching, mainstream AI movies, i.e., those that involved more a precise directorial vision from human awe and AI persona creators, saw a resurgence in the early 2060s, though the technological singularity of 2062 would quickly bring an end to this brief uptick. The latter 2060s saw the true demise of traditional filmmaking as an industry with any sort of foothold in ongoing popular culture and public interest. Notably, though, due to the intelligence explosion, real-world movie making did become incredibly affordable in many ways. However, finding enough talent wishing to dedicate their time to such projects is what ultimately brought the era of traditional cinema to its knees. The 2070s saw this decline accelerate. As the 2080s dawned, traditional movies screened only rarely at niche festivals as a historical novelty. AI cinema had come to define popular entertainment through its personalized, on-demand love storytelling. While the format changed, films continued inspiring new generations, though the creators and audiences were now often one and the same. Since the end of the 21st century, we have seen temporary resurgences of interest in real-world filmmaking, such as among Martian colonists in the 23rd century and a solar system-wide resurgence in the 2570s. Nonetheless, traditional cinema as an era ended by the 2070s-80s as a near 200-year period of creativity that, like commercial air travel, ultimately fell out of favor for more high-tech solutions as the 22nd century neared.